Oh, we get to see a whole game? Yes.
Game 3.
Yes. Let's take a look at aerial responder. I don't know what that is. I think it's the 2/3 flying vigilance lifelink dwarf soldier. That's what I think it is. From Kaladesh, that was fun beatable. But that doesn't sound like a good card. For legacy purposes. Nailed it! Nailed it!
This is
what?
this card.
This is Sparta!
This card is profoundly bad.
But the creature type.
There's 3 of them.
There's
3.
We might have one coming out real early, too.
You get to pick the cards you play with.
He's 8-2.
I know. I'm trying.
Oh, suppression field on turn 1. Nice fetch lands, bro.
Oh, my God.
Jeez.
Well, it looks like Jim has a couple basics to work with.
Yeah, but his white mana is via Flooded Strand.
Right. So we can't disenchant it.
Here, Portent. Yeah, just dome him.
So, of course, the big hit here, trying to find a basic plains or the tundra.
Yeah.
Be really nice. The mana base in the soldier deck: 7 plains, 4 Cavern of Souls, 4 Ancient Tomb, 2 City of Trader, 2 Caracas.
Nice. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the point is, once you chalice someone, it doesn't really matter what you kill them with, so it might as well be aerial responders.
Gain some life on the way.
Yeah.
I like where this is going. Nick Miller doing a nice job there in the sideboard. Dialing up some doozies as here's a Cavern of the Souls. That'll be naming Soldier.
Really good for Davis, though, that his deck is so heavy on actual lands.
That is good.
If he was on a fetch land mana base, like we see, a lot of the 3-color decks, if he was heavier there, Suppression Field into Thalia would be a total catastrophe. As it stands, he should be able to slowly break out of this.
Brainstorm the draw. Shawn Masek.
Yep. Doing good work. Doing good work. Suppression Field plus Thalia is a nice little combo, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like another turn you're set back on your fetch land.
Yeah.
It is hard for me to believe that Massek's deck should not play Wasteland.
Fair. Fair.
Oh, well, it's tough, right?
He does have Suppression Field in his deck, though.
He's basically got white mana. He's basically got white mana and 2 mana lands.
True.
So,
True.
maybe if that's your framework, then you you feel like you can't afford it. But Wasteland's really good, sort of in beatdown decks that are, shall we say, a little low on raw power.
I don't like what you're implying. I don't like what you're implying about these soldiers here, sir. These soldiers are 8-2 here in the DCU Center. Mystery card coming for Davis. Jim Davis wants that basic plains real bad.
Oh, yeah. If he draws a basic plains, a lot of things get easier.
Flooded Strand went to the battlefield tapped thanks to Thalia. Heretic Cathar. Now we're going to go back over to Shawn. In for 3 for striking damage. Oh, yeah. Next up, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben.
Oh, just another little jab. It's not going to be a knockout punch. It's going to be a series of...
There are no knockout punches.
It's a series of jabs.
An island for Davis.
And you know what? Jim is keenly aware that this is on camera. Do not think that has escaped him.
No, not at all.
And this amounts effectively, I mean, it's not quite an elimination match, but the third loss here is really bad.
Makes it tough.
Really bad.
So what Jim wanted to do is he wanted to pay 2 to sacrifice that flooded strand for basic planes and cast swords, but the Thalia makes the swords cost additional mana. Can't do it all.
So you're taking 5 this turn.
That's right. Another jab.
Another jab. And you got these Vendilion clicks you're hoping to trade with. Everything's got first strike.
Yep.
And
Can't
there's
do
the battle field tapped anyway.
Can't do that either.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
Let's see what this is. That's a Recruiter of the Guard.
More juice.
Yep. Can't counter it. Let's see what this is going to go get. What do you got in that toolbox?
Yeah, I mean, at least 3 aerial responders.
You can't search for that. You can't search for that. Toughness,
toughness
2 or less. Too big.
Wow, you can't
too big.
You can't even tutor it up.
Too big.
You can't even tutor it up.
That's
in
right.
The right
It's too
matchups.
big.
Oh, man.
It is much too large to be searched for.
This is great.
I'm loving it.
Jim's going to lose, and we're going to hear about it.
No, he's going to hear about it. Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness
we
gracious.
want Daru War Chief.
Yeah.
Right now.
This thing.
On the big screen.
This thing was a bomb in its limited format.
That's hard to believe, but it is true. Is it 2-1? It's a 1-1. 4-mana 1-1 was a bomb, huh? It's actually a 2-3 once it's on the battlefield.
Well, if you actually had the right deck.
Yeah, of
you
course.
had to have.
I remember. I was very bad then, and I remember that card being very good.
Yeah. So it's effectively a 2-3 because it counts itself. But you can get it with Recruiter of the Guard because its printed toughness is 1.
Yep.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
That is some sitting around in Gatherer at 3 o'clock in the morning, dimly lit room, searching, scouring.
For the perfect soldier.
You look at Recruiter of the Guard and you look at Daru War Chief and you're like, I think they missed this. I don't know Wizards knew that this is a 2-3, but
it's actually a 1-1.
It's actually a printed 1-1.
Yeah. I found it.
Did they know about this?
We'll have to have a talk with the powers that be.
We've like first Feldar Guardian Saheeli Ryan, now this.
Jim looking for Terminus. Jim looking for Terminus. Jim not finding a Terminus. Force of Will.
Another horrible Force of Will.
Yeah, seems like a stinker. Do Wizards even test the cards anymore? Do they even test the cards?
Do they even test the cards? And you can't stabilize with Vendilion Click because that enters the battlefield tapped and also can't block any of this stuff.
That's true. All right, back to Davis. Excuse me, back to Shawn Masek. Davis's turn is done after playing an island. Another Chrome Mox, huh?
Chrome Mox is not bad. We know he needs the 4th mana. In fact, Davis is doing so little with these Force of Wills, it's possible he Force of Wills a Chrome Mox.
It's possible. However, Chrome Mox is going to cost 1 more because of Thalia. So it's good-ish. It's good. It's a little backwards interaction.
A backwards interaction.
That's what that is.
Thalia and Chrome Mox is an interaction because you can play Thalia on the first turn. That's really powerful.
That's powerful, yeah.
Chrome Mox after you have Thalia is backwards.
It's a backwards interaction. That is.
It's a good turn of phrase.
Thank you.
So all Davis, I think, wants to do is try to get out of this turn and cantrip as much as possible except Terminus, because I don't think the rest of his tools in his hand really amount to much. The Vendilion Click doesn't stabilize anything. The counter spells don't really do anything. It's a little late for Disenchant to pull him out of this.
Here come the beatdowns. Looks like Jim's going to fall to 5, using that life total as a resource. So he can kill Thalias on the end step and not have to worry about additional copies. Shawn with another Recruiter of the Guard.
I mean, this is a pretty free way to put a little bit more on the table without really caring if you get hit with a Terminus or some other sweeper.
What are we going to go get now?
Magic players, if you signed up for Commander Pod number 2. If you signed up for
Is there some awesome soldier in the sideboard we don't know about?
Your event is ready to begin. Your judges.
Get another War Chief.
Begin that.
Enlistment officer. Palace jailer.
Yeah, well, a good way to rebuild post-sweeper is to become the monarch.
Yes. Yes. Brainstorm here for Davis. Davis really wants Terminus. Nah.
That ain't it.
No Terminus here. Unless he, oh, he's got one to put back. Never mind.
Does he have one to put?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Boo.
He's not out of the woods, though. I mean, Masak's got a lot.
Not even close to out of the woods. There's Terminus.
Got plenty to play with.
All right, Legacy Classic players, I'd like to welcome you to round 3 of 8.
All right, Jim spells all cost to 1 again now, too, which is pretty important. Here is Ponder.
But his leftovers are actually kind of bad. I mean, he's got a Disenchant, which, if he has the space to take care of the Mox, I think could be really good. But he's got a creature removal spell, a Vendilion Click that isn't worth a whole lot, counter spells, which are bad. You know,
it's not all great right now for Jim, but
he hit Masek with a very good sweeper there, but he's still got a lot of work to do. To say nothing, if Masek draws a land next turn, he might just fully rebuild.
Here's Flooded Strand. I like Masek moving that suppression field up.
Yeah, let him know.
Yeah, I got this, man. Important target. Not, maybe not. Pass the turn back. All right, back to Masek. Masek will draw.
Magic players, this is a last call for registration for today's 12 p.m.
Has another copy of Thalia.
Today's 12 p.m.
Heretic Cathar.
Please make your way to the side event registration stage. 10 a.m. Legacy Challenge players, your next round pairings have been posted at the gathering point. Please make your way to your seats. Again, 10 a.m. Legacy Challenge players, your next round pairings are going up.
What do we have hither? All right, there is a Thalia Heretic Cathar.
And Jim can't sacrifice that Flooded Strand to plow at the end of the turn.
Because of the suppression field.
Right.
Yep. So Jim will just pass. See the clock, about 7 minutes left here. Is there Swords Plowshares? Thought you get hit by that. And now Jim will sacrifice this. Suppression field going to make him pay an additional 2 to sacrifice Flooded Strand. Going to fall down to 4. Probably basic planes.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
Yeah, you could really use a second white source of mana to work with here.
Disenchant. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Mana screw ya.
I mean, Masek's not casting anything, so.
You see what the plan is now.
I think all this happened inside of combat.
Well, so now we go to Masak's second main phase, where he's got a little bit less land to work with. He'll play another Chrome Mox.
Yeah, I like Force of Will here. You're not going to force anything else, and your plan here is involving Masek just not being able to cast more spells.
Yeah, that's the new plan, for sure. So now Jim's going to fall down to 3. Chrome Mox, nope. Doesn't get to cast that one. Masek might not be able to play anything. Yeah, nice play there by Jim. Jim will draw. Picked up a Joe Boy.
Oh, boy.
Well, joke's over. Well, Suppression Field makes it so that Jace actually is expensive to use. There is that. Let's hear some Vendilion Click. Jim wants to get an idea of what's going on in your hand over there. Captain of the Watch, Daru War Chief,
Unbelievable.
Palace Jailer, Enlistment Officer, Aerial Responder.
You keep him.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Brainstorm the draw. Here's an attack for 3.
Will not select any of those cards.
Yeah, you can keep them all. Masek down to 20. Davis free to cast Jace the Mind Sculptor now. It's not as good because of Suppression Field, but it's fine. Pass the turn back with Swords and Brainstorm at the ready. Thalia, Guardian of Thrabe in the draw. It's uncounterable. That's good. Davis will untap. Take a draw step. Drew Predict. Pretty good with his entire deck. 2 mana. Swords, kill that. Massak will gain a little bit of life. In for 3. He'll lose a bit more life. And now it'll be a Brainstorm that costs 2 mana via Jace. Jace, Flooded Strand, Council's Judgment, the cards that Jim Davis is looking at here. 4 minutes left to go here for these two players. Obviously don't want to get a draw at this stage of the tournament. Jim Davis starting to take a commanding lead in this third and final game as he plays a land. Can't crack that fetch land because of Suppression Field, as Cavern of Souls is the draw here for Shawn Masek.
Yeah, Masek needed another mana source a while ago.
Yes.
A couple turns there of just saying go, and now it's going to be, I think, too hard to catch up.
Aerial Responder.
In spite of lifelink, I think it will be too hard for him to catch up.
Aerial Responder is here.
Did someone call?
Yes.
I'm responding.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I have a lot of lines of text. Here's a predict. I wonder if Jim knows. That's weird. 1, 2. Monastery Mentor and Ponder the draws.
I've been told someone needs some help.
Yep.
What can I do?
Yep. What's up, guys?
Could you imagine responding to this
No.
and being like, "What? Why'd you even bother?"
I would keep flying away. I would fly away further.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I'm too high. I'm sorry, you're breaking up. You're breaking. I'm flying through a tunnel right now.
Bounce Aerial Responder here for 3. Well, Aerial Responder's going to get a chance to respond again.
Yeah.
Ancient Tomb, I think, was the draw, actually. Okay. We can cast a little bit of a bigger spell, maybe.
Ancient Tomb might be a path to 2 spells in 1 turn, and I don't think that's good enough here, but that's where it's got to start.
It's got to start with the War Chief. I could start with Palace Jailer. Oh, yeah.
Who's the monarch?
Yeah. Bang. Vendilion Click. See ya. Let's take a look at Palace Jailer real quick. It did win me bingo yesterday. And yeah, Shawn is the monarch too. Okay, so enters the battlefield to become the monarch. Exile target creature an opponent controls until an opponent becomes the monarch. Okay. All right, just want to make sure.
And I think the monarch is predicated on dealing combat damage.
Literally no one knows how the monarch works.
No, I think people do.
No one knows. It doesn't even say on the card how the monarch works, which is unfathomable.
That Ancient Tomb a couple turns ago could have been a huge deal. I mean, Masek just got jammed up in this game in some high leverage spots.
Yeah. Here's Monastery Mentor. Here comes the Disenchant, I think, on Suppression Field. Jace has been unlocked.
Yep. I like Davis going after the Chromox with the initial Disenchant several turns ago to bottleneck on mana, but the Suppression Field still is doing a little bit of work here. As long as Davis can cast his spells efficiently and activate Jace, he should be fine in this spot. And the Suppression Field's a little bit problematic. Plus, there's nothing else to do with the Disenchant, so.
Fate Celia. Jace working overtime. Uh-oh, the clock is going to play a role. Now, we will confirm that our time is correct. That's important here.
Well, with Monastery Mentor, I think if that clock is accurate, it's still likely Davis can get the job done because Monastery Mentor unchecked is, I mean, that goes wide and large in like a turn.
Oh, it does it all.
Yeah.
It does it all. So we got a little bit under a minute here with our clock. Just confirmed with our table spotter. We have a Recruiter of the God. What is this going to find? As Massek's falling down to 12, so taking some damage here from his own.
I'm guessing it's Thalia Guardian of Thraben because he needs to cast a second spell this turn. And in theory, a 2-power first striker can do a little bit of work against the monks. Now, we know that's not the case. Davis's hand is too juiced, but I think it's the best card in Massek's deck to get at this point.
There's Thalia.
Attention, please. Side events players.
All right, Shawn's still the monarch, so he gets to draw a card. We'll go to Jim. Jim will draw a card. Snapcaster Mage. Looks like we're in turns. I believe Jim is turn 0.
Yeah. I mean, we are very much in garbage time right now, but this game was not determined until several turns ago, and it was close for a very long period of time. And I think that if Masek had an extra source of mana earlier on, that could have been enough to tip this game over.
Jace is bouncing Thalia. No surprise there. To unlock Jim's hand, Brainstorm, Mega Monk. Misty, Snappy, Misty. 2 cards going back here in a moment for JD. I'm sure Team BCW watching on. They're rooting Jim on to see if he can get this game done in turns.
Yeah, I mean, Davis is taking his time here. One, we're in turns, so there's not a need to rush. And he's got to do this just right to be able to kill inside of turns. I think he'll have some cushion to spare here, but you still want to be careful. And you know that Masak's going to get his own turns that are going to involve playing creatures and blocking, potentially gaining some life. So
Jim going down to 1 here from that fetch land. Got to be careful. He's only played 1 spell, so there's 1 prowess trigger.
Yeah, I think he's counting to see, can I just do it in this turn?
Which he might be able to. Or he can get darn close, I'll say that. This looks like it's going to be Council's Judgment. Goodbye, Palace Jailer.
A little bonus here. Jim's about to become the monarch.
He sure is. Here's Snapcaster Mage, Swords of Plowshares, another Monk, another Prowess Trigger. Yeah, one thing about Monster Mentor, it closes the game real fast. Beatdowns. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 exactly, I think?
Yeah, 3 times 3 is 9, 11, 10, 11, 12, 13. Natural power is Xaxes.
Yeah, and I think that should be Xaxes here. You see both players confirming the math, and that's going to do it. Jim Davis going to win this match here over Shawn Masek. 2-1. Miracles going to sneak by soldiers, I'll say.
So